Hello and welcome to another Luzid video. So you're working locally and you just deployed your program and you're testing if it works and it doesn't work, and now you're just trying to make this little change and then you have to wait for the deploy again. Or if you're using Aman, at the very least you have to restart the validator to load that new version of the program in. And you do that multiple times a day and that gets tiring. But Luzid has a fix for that, Luzid Hotswap. So I will show you in this video how we can use Luzid to hotswap the program as soon as it's compiled into the validator. No deploy, no validator restart. Let's look at our tab here of transactions. We got some transactions here from our previous tests. Validator is still running. And now let's look at using the Solanax program, which is only here locally, which doesn't exist anywhere, and it's not in the validator yet. So now if you try to run a transaction that uses that program, it will obviously fail because that program doesn't exist. So now normally we'd have to either restart the validator or we'd have to deploy the program into the validator. With Luzid, it's a lot easier. We can use Workspaces to either clone programs into the validator or clone them once and then watch the workspace for changes and then re-clone them every time it does change. So let's just take this project that I have here and we're going to add that workspace. We just basically place the root and Luzid will find what the package name is. It will figure out what the program ID should be, and then it figures out that there is a deployable here. This is a program that we actually want to deploy. And in this case, we also have an IDL, and Luzid will also clone that into the validator. And then these two files, it will keep watching. So if either of them changes, it will update it into the validator while the validator is running in sub-second speed. So either the IDL changes, the IDL will be updated, the deploy will change, the deploy will be updated. So let's add that workspace. And now we say, okay, we want to watch it. So now it's saying we're watching that workspace. Now, if we go over here, we can see that already Luzid cloned this program in. This is what that transaction does. We can see that there was a clone transaction and then there was an actual transaction to the BPF loader to get the program properly set up. And now if we run the same transaction again, it will just work, right? So we can see that that's came in. We can actually open that in the Explorer. And we see that we just ran this post program and it says sending post with hello world and got to do it, right? So let's have a quick look at the program. And we can see that the previous version that we did compile last had got to do it in it. We actually already here in the file already changed it to Luzid is it, but I didn't compile yet, right? So the deployable is still the same. Now let's see what happens if I compile this. So as a cowboy build SBF. So the program is compiling now. And you can see as soon as it was done, Luzid clones the program again and updated the program via the BPF loader. And if we now run the same transaction that we just ran again, we actually see that we can look at this account. We can see that it says Luzid is it because we changed the ad. Like this is like a, Twitter with ads in the tweet for just sake of a demo, and it changed it to Luzid is it. And we can also look at that in the Explorer. We can see that the message also said Luzid is it, and the account was really set to that data. Luzid is it. Now if you want to then quickly change that, we can say Luzid is really it, believe me. Well, to spell it right, save it, compile, run again, and look at the result. Luzid is really it, believe me. That's super fast compared to what usually the workflow is, where you have to either redeploy the program or restart the validator. Now this watching, basically telling Luzid to watch a workspace or to clone a workspace, is also available via the SDK. So if I go to my next buffer here, there I have an example. Here I can just basically, obviously I have to install the Luzid SDK to this project where I'm using this. And then I just tell it to watch the workspace. In this case, I give it the full path of this project. And here I just put the same one that we had down here, right? And then we can just log the signatures if we wanted to. And finally, you can also list the workspaces. So if I just run this, it should actually work. Let me see. We're already watching it, but you can see that we got 2 signatures where Luzid started, basically cloned the IDL and then the deployable program. And here we have a list of the currently watched workspaces, or of the current workspace available that can be watched. And that is all I wanted to show. I hope you find this useful. The latest release of Luzid has this feature built in. And make sure to get a hold of it, install it, try it. Let me know how it works for you, how much time it saves you, and enjoy building on Solana. Bye.